Sabrina here from Scrappy Tales Crafts. Welcome back to my channel. Today I have another product showcase video featuring our new candlelight Christmas collection that released this morning. So yes, I am filming this showcase the day of the release. I'm a very last minute person, but the reason why is because I was working until like 3 a.m. last night trying to make as many cards as possible to show you at the end of this video, just because I know that's what a lot of you come here for. And it's always what I look forward to the most. So I am about to show you about 2 weeks worth of card making, 5 weeks worth of drawing, and it all gets put into one video. And it's going to be a long one because this is the pile we have to get through. So there are 2 pop-ups, I believe 21 dies, 3 hot foil, 3 slimline stencils, 1 stamp, a card kit, and there's about 50 embellishments. So we are going to be launching a new product line, which are embellishments. I'll talk about that at the end of the video. So it's going to be very long, and before I get started, I do want to talk about a few things that are happening this month, next month, and the rest of the year, honestly, because this is actually going to be our last collection of the year, hence why it's so large. And so I kind of planned out the next couple of months. There's a few hops happening. So the inspiration hop for this release is going to be on October 28th. It's going to be an Instagram hop featuring the Scrappy Tales design team. They're going to be working with all the new products to hopefully inspire you. And I know a lot of you asked to see more flat card inspiration because I always show pop-up cards. So that hop is where you're going to see those flat cards. The design team does amazing flat cards using my dies and stamps. So I will have more information about that over the weekend, probably into next week. I will be giving away prizes for that hop. So if you haven't followed me on Instagram yet, I will have a link down below so you won't miss out on that. There's also a collaboration hop that Amanda and I have put together for November 11th. If you don't know who Amanda is, she is the owner of Easy Lights. So as I was designing this lantern, I had her lights in mind because, well, lanterns light up. So I thought it was perfect. So hello, Amanda, if you're in the live chat, because she always comes to these premieres. She's amazing. So I'm very excited about that. That will be on November 11th. And it is also Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And I'm going to do a short little story here. I don't want to make it too long, but we are 2 years in business this month. And last year I really wanted to do something for Breast Cancer Awareness Month, but I just didn't have any time. This year, a fellow crafter, supporter, customer of mine, her name is Meredith, she reached out to me and asked, if I had anything I could donate, because she is a cancer survivor and she dedicates a lot of her time to creating cards for cancer survivors and fighters. So I thought that was really sweet. So I, chatted with her and I thought, why not create a little stamp and die combo that people can purchase, and the profits of that set we could split in half. So half of it would go to her hospital that she went to when she had breast cancer, and the other half would go to the breast cancer hospital that my mom went to. So my mom was diagnosed with triple negative breast cancer. It's a very aggressive type, and she was only 39 years old. So she has been cancer free. They don't really call it that, but she hasn't had the cancer back in 3 years. So she's definitely a survivor, and I know that this means a lot to her. I know many of you connect with her on Facebook, and she is my biggest supporter. She has helped me with my business. She's helped it grow so much. So I definitely wanted to do this for her and for Meredith. So if they're both in the chat, they can talk about it more, but I don't want to ramble on for too long. There will be a hop featuring the ribbon and the stamp. I'm hoping by the end of October. It might be in early November, just because Hurricane Ian kind of put a damper on things. I was out of commission for a couple days because of that, but I'm hoping we can get that hop in by October 31st, maybe into early November. With that being said, I do have the set available for pre-order. So if you purchase it, I will ship it to you separate whenever we do get them in stock. I'm thinking we'll get them next Monday. So if you purchase anything from this release, I will ship that to you first, and then I will ship the breast cancer set separate. Okay, so that wraps up all the little announcements. I think I covered everything. So let's go ahead and get started with the product showcase. As usual, we're going to start with the pop-up dice first. And I have to say, guys, this pop-up is one of my favorites. It might be my favorite one. And this whole year, I was contemplating what I wanted to do with this die because I knew I wanted a lantern, but I also wanted to create something that was as cool as those snow globes were last year. So last year we brought out a spinning snow globe, A7 size and Slimline. It was a huge hit. And I was just like, how am I going to top that? Because it was a pop-up card and it was an interactive card. So I created a base that you can put at the bottom of these lanterns that allows you to spin your centerpiece. Isn't that so cool? So this is an add-on. I'll talk about that next. This set creates the actual lantern. So if you want something that can be mailed, this one does fold flat. This base does not fold flat. So this would be a hand-delivered card, or it would be more of like a home decor piece. But this lantern does fold flat for mailing, which is great. And let me kind of break down everything you get in this set. So you get the base that does cut out the windows for you. You get the trio of candles with the little separate flames. You get the hook for the top of the lantern. And then this is a bridge that you can add to the bottom so that you can pop up whatever you'd like inside the lantern. Then in the same set, you are going to get both pieces. It's a large set, so we had to put it on 2 sheets. You're going to get the top of the lantern, and then all of these are just decorative candle pieces that you can add inside the lantern. So there's a bow if you want to add that to the top, another hook option, a tea light, a single candle. These rings are like the flickering light of the candle. I do use these in an upcoming video, so I know they kind of look weird in this set, but I promise you they're really cool. So yeah, I'm super excited about this set. So it is a lantern, which means you can add a tea light inside. So these are about 50 cents on Amazon. I got 24 of these. What's great is they stay on, so you can display them in your home. And you can, let me turn off the lights here. Behind most of these lanterns, I added vellum so that you can see the tea light all the way around. So behind most of these lanterns, I either added acetate or vellum. I love vellum because you don't see the flame of the candle, you just see the glow. And these are add-ons, this little panel here. But I thought that was really fun if you wanted to display these. Obviously, if you want to mail these cards, I do suggest Amanda's lights because hers are flat. So you can actually fold down the card with her lights in them. And I will have a video tutorial featuring her lights very soon. But these are very convenient, and they just add a really pretty glow to your cards. So now let's talk about that fun add-on. So this is by far our largest die we have ever brought out. It is a higher price point, but I promise you guys, it is worth it because you can use it by itself too. I mean, this is really cool if you wanted to just have something spinning and then maybe put another piece here, another piece there to decorate it. It does, as you can see, fit nicely below the lantern. And this is the set. So you get this piece, which creates the base. You only have to cut it once, which is nice. This creates that circle that you spin down here. And then this makes sure that your circle stays centered inside, and you connect these two pieces with brads. So I know brads have kind of lost their popularity recently, but they're what I use to make that piece spin. So here is just a random assortment that I put together. I have so many brads because I used to use them on all of my projects for school. So I have a bunch of different sizes. Ideally, the smaller the better, but you can really go pretty large with these too if that's all you have. And then this little piece here creates the straw. That's what I call it, a straw that goes in the middle of the base, and that's what actually spins your centerpiece. So isn't that just so cool? So let me put it in the lantern so that you can see. How cool that is. So yes, this is the A7 spinning lantern base. Then we have the festive lantern add-on. So this creates a more pretty lantern. To me, this almost looks like a Chinese lantern. Again, I'm going to pull in a sample just because I have so many, and I figured, you know, why not just show them earlier on. So that little crown at the top, I think gives it that like Chinese lantern vibe. It's really pretty, and what I like about this one is that it's solid. So the original set has the windows cut out for you, and they're rectangles, which obviously works with anything. But with this set, you can either cut ovals for the window that you see through, or you can use this really pretty decorative shape, or you can cut whatever pattern dies you have. So if you have like cover plate dies or, you know, just solid patterned dies, you can just cut straight from the base and create a see-through lantern. So let me again turn off the lights. There's going to be a lot of lights going on and off today, but I think it gives you that full effect. So I'm just going to spin it. Again, this is another add-on. We have a lot of add-ons with this lantern, and then I use the base again, but I didn't do a spinning part. So you can use it just as a really epic way to show off your cards. All right, so that is the festive lantern add-on. Then we have the basic shape lantern panel. So everything I'm about to show you are meant to decorate the outside panels of your lantern. So this one features the basic shapes. In this, you get this kind of diamond shape, the classic lantern X, and then this lattice pattern. So this one, I know it doesn't look like anything great, but it's used the most often because, well, it looks like a lantern. So then we have the really pretty lantern panels. This one is called Santa's Village. And I have to say, I don't think I've ever made dies that were this dainty and this small, but I think that's what makes them very beautiful. So this set creates a little village that goes all around your lantern. This middle panel has Santa on his sleigh with his reindeer, and you can paper piece all of the houses and trees to create a really colorful lantern. Then we have the holiday lantern panel add-on. I like these because they're bold and they're large. So you get a tree, a reindeer, and then a snowflake. And what's great about these add-ons is they make the card for you. You really don't need to add anything else inside your lantern unless you want to. But a lot of my lanterns, I like to leave with vellum behind or acetate behind so that you can see that tea light inside and it just glows. So that is this set. Then we have the foliage lantern panels, and these are really great for traditional cards. You get an ornament cluster here, or an ornament trio, a poinsettia, and a holly leaf. So the one I keep showing over and over again because I want to save all the rest of mine for the end of the video. It's kind of like that icing on top of the cake for me, but I keep showing this one because it is really pretty. I did use the poinsettia and I added acetate behind it. I mean, not acetate, vellum, so that you can still see that tea light through. And I purposely drew these with space so that you could add vellum or acetate and it's not completely covering the lantern. All right. Then out of all of the lantern panel add-ons, this one's my favorite. I love how dainty these snowflakes are. So you get a kind of a corner design with snowflakes and swirls. You get an all over snowflake background, and then these are like delicate snow beads, like jewelry. It looks like jewelry to me. It's super pretty and very dainty. Definitely my favorite set and great for winter cards. Next up, we have something different. So these are an add-on, but they're not panels that you would add over the cutout windows. These are panels you would add over your base. So if you don't have pattern paper, like here I use pattern paper and I just cut the base from it. If you want to use your cardstock, you can create your own patterns with these overlays. So I have a vertical stripe, a polka dot, and kind of like a candy cane stripe. I did use these, and it's really nice if you don't want to pull out any pattern paper or have to think about it. You can just cut whatever you want from whatever colors that will match whatever you put inside your lantern. And then these were the cutout snowflakes that I showed in this lantern. So I really love the versatility of that add-on because you can get so many different looks with it. You do get the word joy that you can take apart. I did design it in a way that it is put together inside the pattern so that you can directly cut from the lantern, but you can separate these if you just want to use the word joy. All right, and then we have more lantern panels. And by the way, these are really great standalone dies too. They are about, hold on, let me measure them real fast. I think they're about 1.5 by 3.5. So they would work perfectly on a slimline card, a mini slimline, or if you just want to use one, they would look great on an A2 card too. So I definitely plan on making trifold cards with these. I think that's a really nice way to use them. And just long slimline cards, each with the scenes laid out. I think that would be very pretty. So this one is the birch tree add-on, and that is the set I used for this spinning lantern here. I cut this base piece. This just has the trees and the birds. I cut this one tree off so that you can see more of what's inside the lantern, but on the rest of the sides I kept the whole piece together. So this one has the little cabin that is separate if you want to paper piece it on top. All of the little birds are separate if you want to paper piece those. This is the all around middle panel. It just has the trees. And then again, I used the cabin again, and then inside I used that cute little moose with the tree from the holiday lantern panels. So don't forget that you can always cut things apart and use them in other ways. So I used that tree to go with the moose. All right, then I think this is the last lantern panel, and this one works specifically with the A7 Festive Lantern add-on. Because as you can see, it has its own shape, and I really wanted to create the look of stained glass with this nativity scene. Out of all of the add-ons, this one took the absolute longest because human anatomy is not easy. Even if you're drawing cartoons or like in a more whimsical style, it is very difficult to draw one, any type of human anatomy, and two, I was trying to create the look of stained glass. So there was a lot of trial and error with this, but I think it's absolutely beautiful. And I know some people just love nativity scenes. So I really wanted to make this one beautiful, and I think it turned out really nice. But anyway, you get the wise men, sorry, I'm blanking out, Joseph, Mary, and Jesus in the middle. And then the shepherds. So you can add them on each side of the lantern so it tells the whole story. And then on the back you can add the sentiment Silent Night, Holy Night, and then I also gave you the die that will cut through the base so that you can make it this shape. All right, so that finishes off the lantern pop-up and its coordinating add-ons. I do have a bundle. So because I had so many add-ons with this set, I did break it up into 2 bundles. So the first bundle includes the base and the spinning base that goes on the bottom. I also included the festive lantern add-on and the basic shape panels, just because I feel like you're going to be using these the most often and they're going to be used beyond Christmas. In fact, I plan on making a Halloween lantern very soon because I think that would be really cool. And then in the second bundle, I included the rest of the panels. So, but definitely I made so many of these so that you can pick and choose the ones that you like the most. I know some people want to have it all, so that's why I do have a bundle. And this weekend, all the bundles are 10% off. It ends Sunday at 11:59 p.m. Eastern, so definitely take advantage of that because I don't think I'll have another sale on this release until Black Friday. So, all right, so the next pop-up we have is the A7 pop-up church. And if you have been following me this year, I have been releasing these little town buildings. So in the spring, I brought out the storefront. In the fall, I brought out the barn. And now for Christmas, we have the church. So besides the lanterns, I kind of have like an old English theme. So I thought the church would be really cute to have in the collection for the village. So hopefully soon we'll have like a whole line of cute little buildings. So what's cute about this one is it's not as wide as the other two, but it's taller, so it fits in really nice. It is an A7 card, so this is how it folds flat. And then you do have to tuck in the back. That allows you to just stick the roof back on. If you want it to be solid, you can just glue it down, but if you do want it to fold flat, then you would just stick it right back into that little pocket there. And I will have video tutorials on both the lantern and the church, but I just thought this turned out super cute. So in this set, you get the base, which you cut out twice, and it is assembled pretty much the same way as the barn and the storefront. It does have this added tower, but it's still fairly easy, actually very easy to put together. So this creates the roof of the church. You get some different window options to decorate the outside. This creates that tower at the top, and then you get a separate piece for the door. So yeah, that is the A7 church pop-up die set. Next we have, oh, and there are no add-ons for the church, so it is kind of like a standalone pop-up, which I don't normally do. There are some carolers that you can put with them, but I thought, you know, it's so pretty on its own and it's kind of meant to go with the other buildings. So yeah, anyway, next up we have standalone dies. I did though size them to work inside the lantern, so they'd work well on their own, but you can use them as the spinning piece or as, you know, the centerpiece of your lanterns. So the first one we have is the layering cardinals. I got a lot of requests for this one after bringing out the parrot and the cockatoo. They're like, please bring back more birds, especially cardinals. So here's the set I came up with. You get 2 cardinals. You get a pudgy one, which I love pudgy birds, and then more of like a traditional cardinal, and a branch that they can both sit on. There's not that many layers to them. It's about the same level of paper piecing as the parrots and cockatoo. It's very manageable, and they're really pretty. Next up, we have the layering snowmen. These little guys are so cute. The tree is perfect to have as the spinning piece, and then you can have the snowmen decorate the outside of the lantern. I did include all of the pieces to paper piece their scarves and hats. You also get a little present and the tree. So this would be a super cute scene card on a regular flat card too. Next up, we have the layering reindeer, and these are just adorable. So they are large, so if you do want to add them inside the lantern, you can only add one, but they look like a little love pair. You can make one Rudolph and one Clarice, I think is her name. They're very whimsical. I love the style that I drew them in, and again, you get all of the layering pieces to create a adorable pair of reindeer. You also get this snowflake in the shape of a heart because I kind of see these as like a husband and wife reindeer pair. Next up, we have the kind of the old English vibe that I was talking about. Last year we brought out the Russian Christmas, the year before we brought out the German Christmas, and this is kind of the old English Christmas. So this set has another church that is flat, so you can paper piece the church. There's a lantern included, a wreath, and then a pretty tree that has some ornaments cut through it. And this set pairs really nicely with the layering carolers. Now, out of all the standalone dies from this set, the carolers are my favorite. They're just so whimsical and detailed. I will say there is a lot of paper piecing for these guys, but it is so worth the time if you are into paper piecing because the end result is so cute. And again, they look nice with the A7 pop-up church and this church. And you also get a dog. You guys know I love corgis, so I made another corgi, and wait till you see him on a card. It is so precious. All right, next up we have the layering Santa, and he is a close second. I love Santa. He is a great size for an A2 or an A7 card, and he's actually fairly easy to paper piece just because the elements that you do add on top of him are large, but you can make him as detailed or as simple as you want. He also comes with a present. Very cute. Then we have another Slimline background die. This is actually the snowflake panel add-on. This is the full background panel. I thought it would look really nice on a Slimline cover plate, so that's what I did here. And you can use this with the Slimline staircase that we brought out in the last collection, and I will have a video featuring those two sets together very soon. I plan on doing the holiday card series, by the way. I always say I'm gonna do it, and I only make it to about 12 days, but I'm gonna try to do the full 25 days just because, like I said, this is the last release of the year. So anyway, next up we have, oh, these are the last two dies. So these are previous Storefront add-ons. So if you have the A7 pop-up Storefront, these coordinate with it. And I got so many requests to bring out a gingerbread house. So let's talk about that one first. This allows you to create the most stinking cutest gingerbread house with the Storefront. You get everything you need. There's like 39 dies in this set. So again, you can make it a very detailed gingerbread house, or you can keep it simple. So you get some large gumdrops, some small gumdrops. This big piece here is snow for the top of the roof. These are icing, like frosting swirls that you can add to the roof. Candy canes. This tree would be cute next to the door of the Storefront, or on the back, or on the side. It looks like a cookie, like a cookie-shaped tree. You get bakery to add to the sign that comes in the original A7 Storefront die set. Some window options, a cute little door, and then of course the little gingerbread man is down here. He has 2 layers to him. You can make him a girl or a boy because I did include a bow somewhere. Here's a bow and some buttons, and then just a bunch of like candy and different things to decorate the house. Then again, kind of going back to that old English inspiration, I thought it would just be so darling to create a toy shop add-on. And I spent my first year, I brought out the German Christmas market stamp, and I drew these teeny tiny little dolls, a rocket ship, this train set, and it was so tiny, and I spent the most amount of time on those sets, like on those images. I was just like, you can't even really see them on the stamp because they're so tiny. So I decided to just make them into dies, and they're slightly larger, they're still small, but I think it gave them the amount of love I poured into them justice. So this set includes a teddy bear, a rocking horse, a doll, a train, a drum set, the little blocks, a pile of books, so many different cute little toys to create a cute toy shop. So I plan on making a video where I create a whole village to decorate my house. So I'm planning to buy like the fake snow and make these storefronts and the barn and the church like super sturdy so that I can use them each year as home decor. So I'm gonna make a whole village with the gingerbread house, the toy shop, the flower shop, coffee shop, and then the church and the barn. I think that will be so cute. So yeah, that finishes off the dies in this release. Next up, we have hot foil. All right, next up we have hot foil, and we have two sets. This one is the A7 Nativity Scene window. Again, this is the same image from the Nativity lantern panels. I just enlarged it to work for A7 cards. So this is about 5.5 inches tall by 3 inches wide. It's a nice large plate, and it is just absolutely gorgeous. I thought, I thought with the stained glass like foiling would look so pretty with that style. So I knew I had to reuse this image, especially because I spent so long drawing it. I was like, this has to be hot foil. So that's that set. Then we have hot foil ornaments, and these ornaments are from the foliage lantern panel add-on. So there was that one panel that had the trio of ornaments. Well, I enlarged them and I made them separate so that you can use them as a centerpiece inside the lantern if you wanted to. And then there are coordinating dies for this set. So we have one stamp in this release. It is a large 6x8 set, and each year, like I said, I have a German Winter Village and a Russian Winter Village stamp set. So now I have the English Winter Village, just kind of sticking with that theme. And I drew these people in like the Victorian era, so they have like nice, cute little outfits on. You might recognize some of the images. This man, this lady, the dog, and the two kids down here are the caroler die sets. I just added more detail to them because they're stamps. And then I drew this cute couple inside this sleigh with the horse. All of my Winter Village sets have a couple. So this time I drew a couple kissing. They're my favorite image. And then there's a couple English style houses in this set, and then some caroling type sentiments because I have the carolers in this, and I also thought it would work well with the caroler die set. So I have We Wish You a Merry Christmas, Deck the Halls, Baby It's Cold Outside, Joy to the World, Jingle All the Way, Chestnuts Roasting on an Open Fire, Let It Snow, some music notes if you want to make it, more festive, and then Happy Christmas, which is what the English say instead of Merry Christmas. And then there are, of course, coordinating dies that go with this set. All right, guys, we're down to the bottom of the pile. All that's left are the embellishments and the stencils. So I thought it would be fun to do a different stencil size this time around because I had those panels that were rectangular shaped. I knew that a 6x6 stencil wouldn't work with what I've already drawn. So I made them into Slimline stencils. So they're nice and large. They work well with A7 cards and Slimline cards. This is the Holly Swirl, again from the Foliage Lantern Panel die set. This is the Snowflake Corners die set from the Snowflake Lantern Panels. It's kind of hard to see in the packaging, but I do have pictures on the website. And then this is the Poinsettia Slimline stencil from the Foliage Lantern Panel die set. So that finishes off pretty much everything. I do have to show you the paper. and the embellishments. But let me first show you the freebies. So if you spend $75 or more, you will receive the Holly Swirl Slimline stencil. I did order more freebies than I normally do just because I know Christmas is the biggest holiday of the card making world. So there are a lot to go around, but it's still while supplies last. So if you spend $75 or more, you'll get the Holly Swirl stencil. And then if you spend $125 or more, you will get the stencil and this cute little ornament die, which again would be super cute in the center of the pop-up lantern. And we do have a card kit for this release. And I'm really excited that you guys are loving the card kits. They're my favorite to put together. They're the ones I'm most excited to use because you guys know I love my 10 card 1 kit videos. And as a purchaser of craft supplies, I find that my biggest weakness are definitely card kits. So this one packs a great value. I think it's about $65 worth of product for $39.95. And let's dive in and see what you get. So you do get the Winter Flurry 6x6 double-sided paper pad. There's 12 designs, 24 sheets, 4 of each design. And this set is available for separate purchase. And I went with a navy, cream, gray, and white color scheme because I can never find navy Christmas paper or winter paper anywhere. And I love navy for Christmas or winter cards. It's like such an elegant color. So I love how this paper turned out. It's probably my favorite one that I've designed so far. Again, I reused some of the die images. So you're going to recognize snowflakes. This is that bead, like the little delicate jewelry snowflake beads. This is Santa's Winter Village. These are the snowflakes that cut from the lantern. There's the birch trees from the birch tree lantern panels. I love this like sweater pattern. And then it just repeats. So, really gorgeous paper. It's super elegant, which I like. Then you get the Christmas church die set. So this is larger than the dies we have brought out in previous card kits. So this is an even better value because you get so many dies. You can create so many cards just with this set alone. So I'm very excited to feature this one. Then you get the English Village stamp set, and the carolers are perfectly sized to go with that layering church from the die set. And then you get the Snowflake Corners Slimline stencil. You also get embellishments, which I'm going to talk about next because we are now launching embellishments. So in the kit, you're gonna get navy pearls that are in different sizes. And then this set is a hand-curated mix. I have made over 50 embellishment mixes. It was a lot of work to make these, and I'll talk about them, but yeah, every single set is hand mixed and picked out by me. So this one has silver gems and white enamel snowflakes. And they fit the colors of the paper, which I really like. So yeah, that's the card kit. Okay, now let's talk about these because I am very excited. It's like every release I brought out this year, we're introducing a new product line. We have paper, stencils, and now embellishments. And I'm not gonna show you every single one of these because, you know, they're sequins, they're gems, they're pearls, you guys know what they are. We use them all the time. And I wanted to have my own line of embellishments because as someone who religiously uses these, I go through them very quickly. And I find that what I pay for my embellishments is too much, to be frank, for the amount that I receive. So I made my mixes 20% less expensive, and they have 20% more in the bag. So it's like a 20-20. So these bags are completely full. Each one is 12 ounces. The sequins are 10 ounces, which is still 20% more. And yeah, I have them numbered because that's how I'm keeping track of each mix. So let me show you some of my favorite ones. This one has like a candy cane look to it. This one has pearls and gems and sequins inside of it. This one's kind of pretty, red and gold. It kind of looks like a royal color scheme. Lots of winter mixes, which I love. This set's really pretty with aqua gems, silver matte pearls, silver gloss pearls. Then we do have like solid colors as well. This is kind of like a, what's the word, cobalt blue pearl. We have all snowflakes. So there's just lots to choose from. I love this mix. There's like all trees. I had a blast making these. This is perfect for the Santa die, I think. So yeah. This one's also one of my favorites. But anyway, that's kind of why I created these, because I know every company has embellishments. They're pretty easy to find. But, you know, I wanted my own because, one, I'm a hoarder of all things sparkly. And two, I really just wanted to give you guys more and offer a less expensive price, because I think these are affordable and they're gonna last you a long time. And that was the goal with bringing these out. And I think it's a perfect time to bring them out for Christmas. So there's plenty of options on the website. Now, if you don't want to choose, because it can be overwhelming to pick and choose what you want to use, I do have two hand curated tins. I have a Christmas tin and a winter tin. This one, I forgot to add the tag, but there is a tag that goes with this one. We'll start with the Christmas tin. Both of these are $29.95. You get the tin for free, and you also get a free mix in this tin. I will also mention that if you buy 12 embellishments, you'll get 2 free. I'll just kind of throw them in. Anyway, so in the tin, you get just a variety of Christmas colors. So this is like a red pearl with white snowflakes, all green gems. These are gold and silver. So this has gold gems and silver pearls in it. This one is like this one, but with green gems and white snowflakes. This one has red gems and red sequin stars. This one is all gold stars. This one has enamel snowflakes and enamel trees, which are my favorite. So I put them together so you can use them on certain projects. You can separate them if you want, or they'd be really cute in a shaker card. This is a really pretty matte gold, which I haven't seen before, and it looks really nice on vintage cards. Then you also get red, green, silver-backed rhinestones in this set. All right. Again, you get this one essentially for free. You're only paying for 8, and you get the cute little tin. All right, here's the winter mix. And I'm a little bit partial to winter. I just love shades of blue. So in this one, you get this gorgeous silver, white, and snowflake gem mix. These are confetti blue rings, great for shaker cards. These are like the cobalt blue pearls, gems, and silver gems mixed in. This is probably my favorite mix out of all the ones that I made. I made extras of these, so you can buy this one separate if you want. But this one has silver matte pearls, glossy matte or glossy silver pearls, aqua gems, and white gems, I think. So these are like, they're completely loaded. They're completely full, which I love. This one has aqua gems, aqua pearls, and then the enamel blue and white snowflakes. This one's kind of cool, has silver and that cobalt blue pearl with the white snowflakes. This is just a fun confetti mix, great for shaker cards. This is an all blue rhinestone mix and an all like turquoise rhinestone mix with different sizes. So yeah, that finishes off this very long showcase of the products, and we still have to show all the cards, which is the best part of this video. So let's get started. Okay, now it's finally time to showcase all of the cards that I made with the new release. So let's just do a little recap of the cards that I showed throughout today's video very quickly so we can get them out of the way first. Again, here's that A7 pop-up church. And then I kind of briefly showed the Chinese-inspired lantern. All right. My cat Maverick has joined us today for the showcase. Let's show another lantern that has that spinning base at the bottom. So I'll go ahead and spin it for you guys. And I just think that this is so unique, so innovative. I haven't seen anyone bring out anything remotely similar to this concept. Oh, Maverick. He decided to climb my light. Anyway, it really gives it that wow factor, and I think anyone that receives this card is going to be completely blown away, and they're not going to believe that you made it because they're just awesome. And none of these cards are getting mailed. They're going to be displayed all around my house, especially with the tea lights. It just adds that epic touch. Anyway, so this card, I cut the base from pattern paper, the roof and the base, or the spinning base, from teal cardstock, and then also the window panels I cut from teal. These are the basic shape panels. I know they're not like the most exciting, but they're the most used because they look like real lantern sides. And then on the front, I added my carolers. So my favorite guy, So my favorite caroler from the family is the man. I just love his beard and his outfit. So I put him on the front with the lantern on a lantern. Can you believe it? This is from the Christmas church die. So is that little tree that's inside the lantern and these wreaths. So I love that those two work together really nice. You can put the carolers in front of the church too if you want to do that. And then I had to add the little corgi because that corgi makes me happy. And there will be more corgis coming in the future, I assure you that. So, and then on the back, I left the sides plain because it still looks really pretty. And then on the back, I added the two girl carolers. And I just love paper piecing their outfits. And then inside, I'm not sure if you can see, I did add the last caroling boy with the tree. And then the tree is decorated with the gold gems, one of the mixes that we are now offering. So a lot of these cards are blinged out so that I could show you all the different mixes that we made. So these are all gold gems. All right. Now let me show you one that folds flat. Let's show this one. This one features my favorite lantern panel add-on. This is the snowflake panels. So on the front, I added the all background snowflake. And then on the sides, I added the swirl panel. And then this side has the dangling snowflakes. Again, I added lots of gems to these. On the sides, I backed them with navy cardstock. Again, I love that color scheme for Christmas. And there is acetate on almost all of my cards, either acetate or vellum, because it really looks like glass. So I love the effect. You guys know I love acetate in general, but especially on these lanterns. So the sides I did back with navy, and in the back of the lantern I also added navy, but the front is open so that again you can add a tea light. So here comes the strobe lights, I warn you. There's going to be a lot of lights turning on and off in this portion of the video because it is so cool. And I will insert little clips of how these cards look standing up because I can't really do that in these videos. You can still get a good idea of how the tea lights work. I can't wait to use Amanda's lights in these because that will allow you to mail your light up lanterns. So this is how it folds flat. I will say, if you add the hook, you have to add it deep inside, and I do have video tutorials that will show how to do this, but that way it will still fit in an envelope, or just don't add a hook. If you do add the hook, it might be too tall. So you're gonna see a couple of my cards don't have hooks, That way you can still mail them, and they're still just as pretty without hooks. Just know that if you want to add it and still mail it, you're going to have to kind of push it in more, and I will show that in an upcoming video. All right, next up, let's show a nativity. This one also features the festive pop-up lantern, which you have to use if you want to use this nativity. So again, I'm going to light it up with the tea light. And I did a technique here where I cut the panels from black cardstock, which is kind of what stained glass looks like. It's always black. And then I added vellum behind it, and I used Copic markers to color behind the vellum to add color to these windows. And it really does look like stained glass. I'll go ahead and rotate the card so that you can see that it tells the whole nativity. The back I added the Silent Night, Holy Night. So on the back, you can close your lanterns completely and add your custom message if you want, or you can add your sentiment like I did here. There's the shepherds, and then back to the front. Again, this folds flat. So this one doesn't have a hook, so this one will mail no problem. And it's actually relatively flat because I didn't add any embellishments to this. I feel like with nativities, simpler the better. Okay, here's another card without a hook. So this one can be mailed as well. I'll go ahead and put the tea light in. I'm not sure if I should turn on the lights. I think you can still see it without the lights on. I do have close-up pictures in my coordinating blog if you want to see these like in a brighter lighting, but I think with the tea light, it looks better with the lights turned off. So I'll leave them off for now. But this one features the Santa's Village lantern panels. So I added the Santa one in the front, and then I cut apart some of the other panels to add a layer on the front of the lantern and a layer inside. You can see I added double foam tape and taped it up right behind the acetate to give it that look of dimension on the front. And then on the sides, I kept it simple. I just added the panels, and they're so like they're so dainty and so wonderfully drawn. I had to kind of pat myself on the back for these. So you don't have to do anything else with these cards. I just paper pieced, you know, the tree and the houses. I did add gems to my snowflake swirls because why not? This one features that little church. Again, it has that old English vibe, which I really like, and I love pastel colors for winter cards. Let's show another spinning base. I will have video tutorials posted this weekend showing how to create the lanterns and then also this base. This base is a little bit tricky. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, most of our dies are very easy peasy. This one takes a little bit of practice, I feel, but once you get it, you get it. So this one features the layering snowmen. Yeah, and I did use some snowflakes from the Winter Essentials die set that we brought out last year. That's where the sentiment comes from. And I'll go ahead and spin that tree. I did embellish the tree with some pearls and gems. I just love that spinning feature. It is so dang cute. Again, I went with pastel colors. That's kind of what I'm feeling this year for winter. I kind of go back and forth with like the navy and the pastels. So I added more snowmen on the back. I almost think the back is cuter than the front, but yeah, you can just take it apart very easily. And you can honestly just use this as a card in itself. Like, you don't have to add the lantern because look how cute this is just spinning on its own, especially with the little snowmen in the front. All right, what else do we have? This one is one of my favorites. It's actually a pretty simple design. I used the holiday reindeer lantern panel and I added it to every side of the lantern, and behind it I added vellum. Well, at first I added a layer of acetate to give it that glass shiny look, and then behind the acetate I added vellum that I embossed with a plaid embossing folder, and the vellum I have is very cheap, so it kind of showed the white core, which when you add a tea light to it, looks super cool. Isn't that awesome? I love that you can see that embossing when you add the light in. Anyway, white and gold is one of my all-time favorite Christmas color schemes. And I always tend to do a card that looks like this with a gold deer and gold snowflakes. It's such a classic design. And again, this one folds flat for mailing. I will say that if you add the hook to the top of your cards, it will be taller than 7 inches. So I will show in my upcoming video tutorial how to avoid that while still including a hook in your projects. But you can always exclude the hook so that you can mail these cards. So you can see several of my cards, I did not add a hook. This one doesn't have a hook. It's completely optional. Obviously the hook is really cute, so I will show you how you can use it and still mail it, but it will add extra height to your cards. Let's see, what else do we have? Let's show a church. This one is so cute. I love the simplicity of these churches. I did not go full on with these because there really isn't an add-on that you would need to go with this church, because a church is a church. I mean, it's going to look like a church every time you make it. So you really get everything included in that set to create a gorgeous pop-up church. And then this is how it folds flat. Oops. For mailing. And then if you do want to mail it, your recipient will have to tuck it back into that pocket there. If you want to keep it as a solid piece, you can just glue that roof to that pocket. All right, here is another nativity card, and this one took the longest out of all the cards I'm sharing today, and you could probably guess why. It is because I inlaid every single stained glass piece into this set. You know, I spent so many hours. I spent 2 full days drawing this set, so I knew I had to do it justice. So I inlaid every single piece to really make it look like stained glass. Now, this version is a lot simpler. This took half the time, and the effect is very cool when you light it up with a tea light. Now, this one still lights up, and I actually like it better with the yellow light because I still put vellum on the background, but I used solid colored cardstock to inlay all of the characters. So let me know which one you prefer. Do you like spending that extra time to get this gorgeous effect, or would you rather keep it simple but classic with this technique? Because it's also really pretty in its own way. I would argue that this one is prettier when it's lit up than this one is. I keep going back and forth, but both are stunning. Both feature that nativity add-on very beautifully. Let's show another cutesy one. I know you're probably waiting to see that Santa. And here he is in all his glory. I love this card. The Santa makes me smile, and the reindeer look perfect with him. So I did add a reindeer on each side of this card. And then there's a Santa that's back to back, so that when you rotate him, you will see a Santa in both sides. And I drew him to look like he's waving, so you can spin the circle back and forth to make it look like he's waving instead of spinning. And then this card features that overlay die set that I mentioned. If you don't have pattern paper, you can use that to decorate your lanterns. And again, you can separate these 2 pieces easily and almost create 2 cards with it. I do want to mention that that snowman card I showed has the polka dot overlay. Let's see. Oh, this one is my favorite out of all the cards I made. This features the layering cardinals. I know this set is going to be the most popular, so I did order a bunch of them, but I made this with craft cardstock, and then this texture you see is using our Slimline wood grain die set that we brought out last year. I use it on so many of my cards because it adds that beautiful wood grain texture. And then I used the branch from the cardinal set with the berry pearls. And then the pine cones and greenery are from the Christmas leaves die set that we brought out last year. And then I used the basic shape panels to decorate the sides and the front. And then on the back, I closed it because as you can see, there's more wood grain in the back of this. So I closed it with some green cardstock where you can write a custom message or stamp out your sentiment. This card is so pretty. I love how it turned out. I think we don't have very many left. I think my cat dropped one, which is not good. So here's another spinning lantern that I made. This one is really pretty because it's all silver. I cut the hook, the base, and the spinning base all from silver cardstock. And then inside, I added the winter trees from last year and one of the reindeers from the Winter Essentials die set from last year to create the spinning centerpiece. Again, I did it front and back. One reindeer is facing left, one reindeer is facing right. You get both deer in the Winter Essentials set, which is nice because you can cut them both at once. And then this tree is again from that holiday lantern panel die set. This lantern is from the Christmas church. This sentiment is from the bold Christmas hot foil sayings we brought out last year. So I love how this one turned out. That spinning piece is something else. The sides I did the tree from the holiday lantern panels, and then I left the back completely open. Now, if you remember last year, we had those swinging snowflake, we had the swinging snow globes where the centerpiece could spin or swing back and forth. And I thought, well, can't we do that with these lanterns too? And you can. I will insert a clip because you can't really see it from above because there is acetate inside here, but you can kind of see those ornaments swinging back and forth in there. Yeah, it's so hard to show on camera, but I'll insert a clip. And so it's just another way to use this lantern in an interactive way. So if you don't want the spinning base, you can still dangle something inside this lantern and allow it to fold flat, which is really fun. And again, I use the outline poinsettias from last year. This is the basic shape panel. And then these ornaments inside are from the foliage lantern panels. I just I scissor cut the ornaments out, attach them with some string onto this hook at the top, and that is what's holding those in place and swinging them around. I did add gold glitter cardstock to the back of this, so the back is closed. I just added some red cardstock where you can add your sentiment / message. I did create that card again, this time with a swinging snowflake inside. Again, I don't know if you can see it. I think you can better see it in this one. So this one, again, I made the stand. I did not add the spinning piece to it. It's really pretty just to display your cards. But this one has the snowflake panels all around it. I did add some white pearls to the snowflakes. I cut them out from blue glitter cardstock. And then inside I have my swinging snowflake. So I love the versatility of this pop-up. That's why it's probably my favorite one that I've brought out so far. I'm very curious to know what you guys think. I did show, yes, I think I did show all of the cards that I made. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. I know it's a long one, but so that finishes off my card showcase and the product reveal. All right, guys, so that finishes off the product showcase video. I know it's another super long one, but I had so much fun creating these cards, and this pop-up lantern is something else. I absolutely love how it turned out. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I will be giving away 2 $50 gift cards in today's video, so all you have to do is leave a comment letting me know what your favorite product is, and I will choose 2 winners in 2 weeks. Also, if you're in the live chat, I will be giving away a $25 gift card at the end of this video, so that is right now, to 1 lucky winner. So thank you all who come to the premiere. It's really exciting, and I love chatting with you all in that live chat. I hope you all have a great weekend. I will have some video tutorials posting very soon, and I will see you next time. Bye.